What's good, guys? Cole again with from JNC, and today I'm bringing you a deck profile that won me a different league challenge for my Ride-On list. It's Roaring Moon EX. Now, this has been a deck that, ever since I saw it, I was super hyped about it, when it was first coming out in Paradox Rift, because I'm a big fan of Salamence. Growing up, third generation was probably my favorite. And, when Roaring Moon came out in the newest generation, Gen 9, playing Scarlet and Violet, that was something that I've always, was 100% looking forward to, and that's what made me buy Scarlet. So when it was coming to a card form, I got super excited, and I had to build it. I've been messing around with this deck since day one. I had high hopes for it, but it is starting to fall off a little bit. However, I still got first place at a league challenge with it. This is the list I was playing. And yes, I know before anybody puts it in the comment section, yes, there are perfect fix sleeves on these two cards because these are the ones I usually don't play. This is just for display purposes. I have the other two copies that I took out. This is, I don't play with double sleeve cards. But, now that we're done with that, got that out of the way, let's get to the deck profile. So I'm playing 4 Roaring Moon. Yeah, I had to get a little bit of each of the artworks. Very good. The Frenzied Gouging attack is honestly what I think a lot of people gravitate towards when they play this deck. It's one hit KO and does 200 damage to yourself, putting yourself down to 30 HP. Now, I will tell you right now, I'm not playing the energy booster capsules, the ancient booster capsules in this list. I don't like it. I think it's kind of bricky. I don't play the Brubana in here either. I'm a big fan of just kind of focusing on Roaring Moon and turboing out as fast as possible. Also, I'm not playing water energies in this list. But this is my take on it, but it's mainly kind of focusing around Roaring Moon himself. Of course, you have to have support Pokemon with you, and we have the Morpeko because of the free retreat cost, because why not? Also transferring 2 energy to any other of your bench Pokemon, it's just very useful. We have 1 Radiant Greninja, just for the draw power. 1 Lumineon V, because it helps you search for your Professor Sada's Vitality. And that's a big part of actually being able to play this deck. 1 Mew with a Mysterious Tail ability. I really like this card. This card has been kind of hit or miss with me in the past, but I'm kind of a big fan of it now. Especially in this deck when a lot of your deck is items, probably at least half your deck is items. And being able to search for another VIP pass in your in your first turn is just super strong. So I highly recommend playing this Mew until you get traded out. And then we're playing the regular Mew EX. I am a big fan of Free Retreat once again, and I feel like I just throw this into every deck. The restart ability is useful, and if you have the Morpeko lineup and everything, you can get the genome hacking to go off as well. Squawkabilly, this deck needs to have Squawkabilly. I debated playing 2, but I'm kind of content with playing 1 for now. If you bench it, if you prize it, it is kind of hurtful, but I can still play around without it. Will continue testing playing a second one, but for now, I'm fine with just playing 1. And then the spicy part that people are still I think up in the air about, and I've been playing a lot of it on TCG Live, and that is the Darkrai V and the V-Star. I'm a huge fan of Darkrai. Actually, this was the Dark deck that I was playing before Roaring Moon actually came out. It is starting to get power crept. However, I think splashing the V-Star 1V and 1 V-Star into this deck is super strong because then you can use your V-Star ability and, putting the extra 2 items that you have in your discard pile back to your hand is super good. Cross Switcher or 2 Dark Patches are super strong to recycle back to your hand. Also, he's a decent attacker. I've come into situations where, I've used Frenzy Gouging and then I retreat back, use Cross Switcher or Escape, I hit with Escape Rope or something like that, and I bring out Darkrai and I'm still tanking damage and still having a decent output. Now on to the supporters. playing 4 Professor Sada's Vitality. This card basically says if you have an ancient Pokemon, attach an energy, from your grave to it, and then you get to draw 3 cards. You can attach, up to 1. You can attach 1 energy to up to 2 of your ancient Pokemon. So this is super good if you can actually get off the good setup, which would be at least 2 Roaring Moon in the field. You obviously always want to go blind second with this deck, so that you can land the first attack, because the downside of playing Roaring Moon is that if you're behind in prize cards, then you're most likely going to be losing the game. So being able to make sure that you can get the draw power and the energy attached to your Roaring Moon to make sure that you can get a KO on your first turn is ideal. I'm playing 2 Boss's Orders. This is decent. I've come into situations where I open it and I just have to get rid of it. And that's why we play 1 Pal Pad, which you'll end up seeing. But I am still debating if I want to cut one of these, add another one. I feel like, if anything, I might actually just, either keep it the same or cut one now that I think about it. It's good, but in this deck, I don't know. And the reason for that is because we're playing 4 Pokestop, and we want as many items as possible, and it feels really bad hitting a Boss's Orders when you use Pokestop. Now on to the main chunk of the deck, which is the items. We're playing 2 Nest Ball. We're playing 4 VIP Pass. And we're playing 4 Ultra Ball for maximum consistency. Originally, I was not playing 2 Nest Ball, and then I came to the realization that, like, listen, if you don't open VIP Pass, you can't get the Mew, off right away if you didn't open it or whatever. It's you're so behind. You just need to make sure you open up a Pokemon, right away. So I feel like this is good right now, and the Ultra Ball is, it's more useful than the Nest Ball, is because you're going to be discarding energies, another card, to get any card that, any Pokemon that you need, but also, like, discarding energies to set up the dark patches, and, to really get that rolling, because when you're discarding the energies, it's going to help with also Professor Sada's Vitality. And also, like, worst case scenario, you can discard anything. If you have a rod in your hand or whatever, you can just recycle it back, but, like, it's mainly get those energies engraved. And then I'm playing the new card out of Paradox Rift, or the new-ish card, I guess, because we're a little past that now, but Earthen Vessel, way better than Energy Search, for sure. I mean, you literally discard an energy, search 2 more energies. If you have another one, discard an energy, search 2 more energies, Ultra Ball 2 energies out of your hand, search for Pokemon. Like, this is so useful. And because, you play 4 because you want to see it, and hitting it off of Pokestop is going to be, super clutch. The 1 Pal Pad, because, like I said earlier, hitting the Boss's Orders off of your Pokestop feels really bad. And also, you can recycle your Professor Sada's Vitality, which is the same thing as, hitting your Boss's Orders off of Pokestop. It's just really useful to have this card to recycle those. Continue setting up for the future. Next, we have the MVP 4 Dark Patch. Realistically, it's like 6 Dark Patch with Darkrai. So, this card is very strong. It sucks that, if so there are some times that you just don't see it, but you know what, when you do see it, you feel like you're just winning. Getting those energies set up is on your Pokemon are very important. Next is your Switch carts. I have debated on playing just, regular switches or escape ropes or whatever. But, like, why would I not play Switch cart? It has an added benefit. Like, all my Pokemon pretty much in this deck are basic, so, like, Switch cart healing 30 extra HP is, like, it's free. Why would I not take free? Free is for me. And then we have 4 Cross Switcher. I feel like you always play this card if you're playing a Pokestop build for the most part, because this card is literally a Boss's Orders, more or less, and like a Boss's Orders and like a escape rope, I guess, like in one, or a switch and a Boss's Orders in one, I should say. when there's so many times I just stole games, you know, after getting these into my hand. And also, it's an item, and you need 2 of it. Wait a second. Dark Rise V-Star ability adds 2 items from your discard pile back to your hand. Like, you have perfect setup right there. You can use this card 3 times, you know, because you need 2 copies for each time you play it. So that's super useful, and because I'm a huge fan of it, I have to play 2 trekking shoes. I was playing 4. There's a turbo build, and, you know, and I've come to, you know, after revising this list so many times that I come to realize that 2 is fine, because you see too many, you know, if you see more of this, it's kind of like there could be better cards that you could play instead. So, like, this is just kind of, like, to help you dig a little bit further. And then we have the one Super Rod, which is going to help you, you know, recycle your Roaring Moons and whatnot that you might be sending off of Pokestop on accident. So you have, you know, that ability to get them back. Same thing with the energies, I suppose, but well, mainly for the Pokemon. And then last, we have the Dark Energies. We have 9 Dark Energies total. I feel like this is enough. I had played more, and I had played less. I feel like this is the perfect number, honestly, for this deck. Perhaps you could bump it up by 1, but I feel like you have to see them. You know, a manual attach is honestly important. So, yeah, that's it for the list. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or suggestions. But until next time, peace.